I gotta taste that datshi first, and I can say that it will be my first time to ever have datshi. Good morning, everyone. It's Mark Wiens with migrationology.com in Bangkok, Thailand. It's about 4:15 right now. Had a pretty short sleep last night, but I am energized right now because we are on our way to the airport. Ying and I just made a really big mistake. Somewhere just before we arrived, we decided to check our ticket, and we made the mistake that we went to the wrong airport, which is basically on the opposite side of Bangkok. So it is a good thing that it's still early in the morning. We're in the same taxi. Now we're on our way to Suvarnabhumi airport. I guess Ying and I have been so busy the last couple days that we both just assumed that we were going to Don Mueang, and neither of us actually even checked our ticket. So we are on the right course now. Luckily, that mistake only cost us about 30 minutes, and I'm glad that we are catching the early morning flight, because if that would have happened during rush hour, it might have been a nightmare trying to get to this airport. We got all checked into our flight. That went very smoothly, and we have even some time to spare, so everything worked out in the end. We are flying with Druk Air, and we are on our way to Bhutan. We are taking this trip with a company called My Bhutan, which is a portal for arranging and booking and planning anyone's trip to Bhutan. And so it's a real honor to be invited to go to Bhutan, and Ying and I are gonna do our best to share everything in video. But here's something that is really funny. We are flying business class on Druk Air, and I think this is definitely the first business class flight I've ever bought. But the funny thing is that when we bought our tickets a couple days ago, the flight was full, and so we thought we were going to have to miss the first couple days of our visa in Bhutan and book a flight in the next couple days when there was a free flight. But they did have business class seats, and I wasn't even interested in checking the prices. But then I just decided to check it, and the flight was I think it was only about $30 or $40 more expensive than the normal class ticket. So we went for it. That's why we are in the lounge right now. That is the story. We are on our way to Bhutan now. A little baguette sandwich, and I have no idea what this one is. Oh, there's cheese inside of that. We actually have to fly through Calcutta, and so we're gonna stop just for a quick layover. I think we're not even gonna get out of the plane, and then on to Paro in Bhutan. I got a nice little nap in before we took off, and now it is time for breakfast, so I'm awake. I just got a cup of, this is tomato juice, and I kind of really like it now, but I've grown to like it, but the only time I ever drink it is in airplanes. Yeah, it's kind of like drinking spaghetti sauce. I had to get the beef stroganoff for breakfast. Let me try to take a little bit with potatoes with a piece of the beef stroganoff. Oh, beef for breakfast is a great idea. Well, that's pretty good actually. We just landed in Calcutta, and unfortunately, as much as I would like this to be an eating stop where I go on a food rampage, we are just gonna wait in the plane for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we are taking off again to Paro. We just landed in Bhutan at Paro Airport. That was one of the most spectacular commercial jet landings that I've ever taken. We flew through the mountains into a valley, and I didn't even know there was going to be a runway. Awesome views from the plane though. That was beautiful. Just got through immigration and customs. We grabbed our bag, and someone was here to pick us up from the airport. The air is fresh here, and I'm thrilled to be here actually. This is one of the most enchanting countries, and I really had only dreamed about visiting Bhutan previously. We are in the car now, and we are driving towards Thimphu, and it should take about an hour drive to get there.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hello.
The drive took about an hour I think, and we arrived into Thimphu city, which is the capital city and the biggest city in Bhutan, but it still has a very small feel to it, and it's not too big, but very relaxed. And then we drove to, this is a house that My Bhutan owns, so this is where we're going to be staying when we're in Thimphu, and Ying and I chose this room. It is a huge room, and this is like a old Bhutan house. Kind of definitely has a very log cabin feel to it. We left the house and we are walking down through Thimphu, and now we are passing through kind of a tourist handicraft market, and then we are on our way to walk through the farmers market. Okay, we made it to the farmers market, walked through a bunch of Thimphu, and now this is a lot of vegetables. People come from parts of Bhutan to come and sell their produce here, and yeah, lots of good looking fresh vegetables. We are now walking around the top section of the local market. I'm enjoying seeing these ingredients. I think a lot of the families come here from their farms or from their villages all over Bhutan to sell the ingredients. And so things are fresh, and I'm loving the piles of dried chilies all over the place as well. And I think these are bags of Sichuan pepper, one of my favorite things in the entire world as well. There are some really cool ingredients at this market, some things I've never seen before. Check out these things right here. They look like limes from the outside, but they are oval shaped. It is walnut season right now in Bhutan. So they're little bags of walnuts, and walnuts are calling my name right now. Okay, man. Thanks, man. Okay, Matt just showed me an awesome way to crack open the walnuts by using two of them and just kind of squishing them together until they crack. Oh, those are so buttery and so fresh. And they almost have a honey sweetness to them. Take two and just compress. Okay, and then one opens up. I could literally snack on these all day long. This restaurant is called Kalden Restaurant, and the menu here, the menu is written on the top of the booklet, and then you write down your order on the pad. I love everything about this restaurant already. You come inside, it is very home feeling, and it is someone's home, and love the blue painted walls, the table, and then also I'm also loving these benches, which are very comfortable and very warm, covered in like wool blankets. I'm starting off with a Suja, which is a butter tea. I have had it before in China, but I think it was a little different. And you can smell the tea in there, and let me taste it. Oh, it's a little bit salty, and you can taste a little bit of the oiliness of it, and it also has almost a charcoaly, like smoky flavor to it. It kind of tastes like a campfire, actually. This is some kind of a yogurty drink, and I love how it's in this bottle, and they call it Dao. And I'm just gonna sample a little bit of this, pour it into a cup. Actually, it's kind of or it might be like buttery milk. It's not that thick. It's almost maybe just a little bit thicker than normal milk. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I think that tastes like buttermilk. It is slightly sour and just a little bit thicker than normal milk. Good.
That's pork. That's sauce datshi.
All of the food has just arrived. It all looks amazing and we're hungry. So sitting down with Matt to devour a meal. This is all really typical Bhutanese food.
Yes.
This is called Shamu and it's with mushrooms and cheese
And chili.
and it almost looks like a buttery casserole. So I'm gonna add some of this to my rice. Oh, get some of those. Oh, it's like oh no, too much of it slid out. Oh. Okay, I will share with Ying. That almost looks like a lasagna. And then this one,
Butter egg fry.
butter egg fry. Looks like scrambled eggs with chilies in it. Oh, but it's like thicker. It's like gooier. Another cheese casserole, but with the long beans. Okay, with long beans in it. Put that over here. This one is another datshi, another cheese gravy sauce, but made with spinach. Oh, this one looks really good with chilies and spinach. This one is pork ribs, and you can see those, it's cooked with a lot of chili, and I will add a little bit, one of these bones to my bowl or my plate. And then this is the dry meat. Dry meat. It looks like beef jerky. Put that on there. And then I think the final dish we have is tripe, stomach, and again fried with the dry chilies, and there is some green onions, and oh, I love how they just have like the full chili stem included in these dishes. And put that right as the centerpiece. Yeah, this food looks so good. I think I might have to take off my jacket in anticipation for it, and the food sweats that might come along with eating such a meal like this. I gotta taste that datshi first, and I can say that it will be my first time to ever have datshi. That tastes like chili cheese dip, but with rice and with mushrooms in it. Oh, that's so rich and creamy, and it did have a chili kick to it as well. And next is, I think this bite includes a mix of both the spinach datshi and the long bean datshi, which looks good to me. That's so good as well. Actually, the flavor is very similar to the mushroom one, just with a different base ingredient. Okay, I'm going in for that piece of tripe, and I may as well have that entire chili. Oh, what I immediately tasted in there is the Sichuan pepper, an earthy, like citrusy component to it. And then that dry chili, it looks spicier. Actually, it looks more spicy than it is. It's not too spicy, but a good spicy. And again, it has that dry chili flavor to it. Okay, the scrambled eggs. Just like very, very cheesy scrambled eggs. Actually, all of the dishes are very well spiced, but they do have more chili, and more chili is always a good idea. So let me add a scoop of this. Do a little sprinkle. Oh man, okay, Bhutan is awesome. And all the scrambled eggs. That was my first ever Bhutanese food meal, and that was excellent, man. Thank you so much. Everything was really good, and what I love is that almost everything is cooked with those dried chilies, which not only the heat, but the flavor of those smoky, the smoky dried chilies is a delicious flavor. I am full. That is definitely not a light meal. That is some heavy food, excellent food. I'm feeling fantastic after that. That was my first meal in Bhutan and my first Bhutanese meal. and I was actually impressed by how delicious that food was. Really good. Loved the chilies, loved the flavors. I think we are going to be eating well during our trip to Bhutan. What is your name?
My name is Kermadiki. My name is Kermadiki. Son of Jiangchen. Yes, nice to meet you. And ladies also.
Whoa!
Everyone get lost.
Right now it's too big. Hold on. I'll give you a
I'll do once.
Dude, she's just gonna school us on opening
Give you once, I'll do once.
opening the walnuts. We were just walking and we cut through a compound and met some kids. They were really friendly, really nice kids. They can speak English. We are now walking down the main kind of business street in Thimphu, and still very quiet and very nice. And it is starting to get cold though. The sun has dropped a bit, and so I can really feel that cold weather coming up. Luckily, I hope this jacket will be warm enough. A quick interesting fact about Bhutan that Matt just shared with me. There are no traffic lights in all of Bhutan. And right behind me, right here in that little circular like carousel in the middle of that intersection is I think he's a policeman directing traffic, and he is the only traffic director in all of Bhutan. We just arrived at Memorial Chorten, which is to honor His Majesty, the third King of Bhutan, and it is really busy this evening. Lots of people are doing circumferences around the memorial, and we have joined in, and we are gonna do 3 circles around, walking around as well. From the memorial, we jumped in a taxi, and we're now back at the house. Matt gave us a great tour of Thimphu, and really nice, pleasant little city or town, and we're gonna hang out for a bit, and then we're gonna go have dinner. This restaurant is called New Grand, and it's on the 2nd floor. It's kind of down an alley, and then you follow the staircase up, and immediately you can just smell the aroma of spices coming out of the door. This is an Indian restaurant, it's a vegetarian restaurant, and we just ordered up a bunch of dishes. I usually don't drink soda, but on the menu here, they have a Masala Pepsi. We have to order one and try it. It is a Pepsi, it's served in a beer mug, and there are a lot of floaties on the inside. And oh, wow. It almost has like a egg. Yeah, it almost has like a bhajia aroma to it. Wow. It almost has, yeah, it actually has an eggy flavor to it. It's like syrupy. The Pepsi has lost its fizz. You can taste the masala and like eggs mixed into the Pepsi. Seriously. I have to say that is not my favorite. That is very interesting though, and I believe the ammonia-y flavor, the eggy flavor is coming from the salt, which is mixed in, so it is very salty as well. Plate of chili paneer. Paneer is the cheese, and then there are onions in here, there is cilantro, there are tomatoes, and yeah, this is a delicious dish. One of my favorite vegetarian dishes, I think. This one is the aloo gobi, which is cauliflower in a really beautiful looking curry. Okay, and then this dish is aloo bhaji, which is potatoes. You can see a little bit of a golden edge on them with onions, and yeah, mostly that, and maybe some chilies in there as well. I gotta go in for that chili paneer for my first bite. Let me wrap it into a bite. Oh, and I got a little bonus potatoes on the side. Kind of like ricotta cottage cheese taste to it. And then the sauce is a little bit sweet and a little bit spicy, and then what I really like are those onions, which are just half cooked, and they're also kind of caramelized, so it has a little sweet oniony flavor to it. It's really rich and creamy. And then what I like about that is it has a kind of a smoky, like charred flavor to it. Really good. We made it back to the house now. It's been an excellent first day and a warm welcome to Bhutan. Thank you, big thank you to Matt for showing us around and for all that delicious food today. And today was my first Bhutanese meal, which, yeah, it was sensational. I loved it. I didn't know there was so much cheese involved in Bhutanese food, and it was delicious. I'm really wiped out right now. I'm really tired, so I'm about to go to sleep right now. There is a heater going, so it should be nice and toasty tonight. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below, and see you tomorrow for day 2 in Bhutan.